Okay, so this is gonna be the $25 build. Yeah, we basically have little to no budget in this build, though I think the performance, oddly enough, is actually close to not my new $100 build. That absolutely demolishes the system, but it's probably close to my initial $100 build. The GPU is gonna be a lot worse, but the CPU is actually better. And that CPU bottleneck the GPU in the original $100 build. So yeah, even though it's only 25 now. This isn't really a gaming build. It's in fact it's not even really a Windows 10 build. I'd probably recommend Windows 7 on this build. Just because it's gonna be a lot less demanding and it's more basic web browsing applications. Nothing too major. We're not even going to be using a dedicated GPU on this build. We're actually going to be using the exact same CPU from the $50 build because $4 is pretty much as cheap as you can get. It's a dual core Pentium from early 2012, early 2013. So nothing crazy, but it fits in the build. Yeah. And it has integrated graphics, Intel HD 2500, which it isn't that great. It's honestly, it, in terms of games, can probably handle early PS3, Xbox 360 games, any game from the PS2 generation, and most indie games. Some indie games nowadays are probably too demanding for it, but Cuphead it can probably run on this at low settings, and maybe like Celeste or something. So those lighter indie games, though. Probably the heavier indie games like Bloodstained and stuff like that probably cancel out this. Yeah, just very light indie games. And definitely no esports or AAA games from now. So yeah, because we're just gonna be using the integrated graphics. We don't even have a dedicated GPU. So for the motherboard, we're just gonna use this works in 1155, so Intel 1155 motherboard. Um, and yeah, we're just going to get the bare minimum. Yeah, so yeah, $11 for this motherboard. It's the bare minimum, but it works with the build. Hard drive, once again, bare minimum. Um, I yeah, $6. Okay. Oddly enough, this is one of the pricier components in our build, even though $6 doesn't sound like that much. So yeah, RAM, we'll just go for 2 GB of RAM. So yeah, not too obsessed with getting anything crazy. Yeah. Oh, it's for AMD only. Okay, yeah, let's go for this. 2 GB. Oh, that's actually kind of pricey. Okay, yeah, we'll just have to go for this, I guess. Seven, no, wait, $12? No, I'm not paying $12 for RAM. 2 GB of desktop RAM. Yeah, those are for AMD only. Hmm. Problem is, it's only letting me choose between one and two. Um. Okay, fine. We'll just go for this. 2 GB of RAM for $7. A bit pricey for our budget, but I don't really have another option. Power supply. We'll just go basic. Pretty much get the cheapest reputable brand power supply. Because this is only a $20 build. I mean $25 build. Uh, Okay, this is not doing. This is not working. Okay, so I'm just going to use the cheapest one I can find. So I have yeah, this one's $6. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it works. So with that all said, our total came out to $34, a bit over the $25 budget. Pretty much got the bare minimum of components, the cheapest components I could get. The only situation where I kind of splurged was getting 2 gigabytes of RAM instead of 1. For a $25 build, 1 gigabyte of RAM is going to function, but I just like 2 gigabytes of RAM. I cannot even imagine. I mean, this is assuming you're gonna run Windows 7. Definitely do not recommend running Windows 10 on this build. Yeah, if you're building this, Windows 7 is obviously gonna be what you're running. And for Windows 7, it can function on 1 gigabyte of RAM, but I feel like 2 gigabytes of RAM is better. In terms of OS for this build, I'd probably recommend either doing Chrome OS through Cloud Neverware, Puppy Dog Linux, or Windows 7, one of those three. If you want a full-featured OS, I'd probably go Windows 7. If you want kind of that full experience, I'd go for Puppy Dog Linux, and if you're mainly just going for performance, Chrome OS is pretty light. So yeah, one of those three OSs should be fine with this build. Probably would not go Windows 10, just because of it's probably a bit older. It might be, it's gonna, I mean, it can handle Windows 10, but it's gonna be a bit slow on Windows 10. So yeah, I probably would not go Windows 10 if you're building this build. Yeah, for $34, a bit over my $25 budget, we are getting a functioning computer that has 2 gigabytes of RAM instead of 1. You know, it'd be like, I feel like it'd be like a low-end computer if you bought this in 2012, 2013. So yeah, you know, I mean, for this price point, you can't really complain. Yeah, I think I'm trying to see how low I can go. I think $25 is probably the limit. Because I basically got the cheapest of the cheapest parts I could get. I'm gonna try, building a cheaper build, though we're probably gonna have to implement some flipping strategies and like selling parts and stuff if I want to go below the $25 price range. Because I mean, already $25 for a full PC build is pretty much insane. And yeah, this probably is the cheapest I can go, though I'll try going a bit cheaper using that flipping part strategy.